Imagine this scenario. Police knock on your door. You haven't committed a crime. There's no warrant.no arrest.no emergency. Yet officers enter your home and take your firearms. Not because you broke the law, but because someone claimed you might be a risk. For years, this was happening quietly across America, but today, the Supreme Court has drawn a hard line. In a rare 9-0 unanimous ruling, the court just changed firearm confiscation forever, and now, some states are scrambling to hold onto power they just lost. Welcome back to Survival Firearms. Today's video is one of the most important constitutional updates for gun owners in decades. This ruling affects your home firearms, your Fourth Amendment rights, and how far the government can legally go. Break this down in plain English. No politics, no fear-mongering, just the truth. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why states are panicking, what this means for red flag laws, and how this decision could expand even further. Chapter 1: How this all started. This case started with a man named Edward Caniglia. In 2015, Caniglia had an argument with his wife in Rhode Island. It was emotional, but it was not criminal. The next day, his wife contacted police and asked them to perform a wellness check. Officers arrived and spoke with Caniglia calmly. They persuaded him to go to a hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. So far no crime. No arrest. No danger. But here's where everything changed. While Caniglia was gone, police entered his home without a warrant and seized his firearms. No judge. No court order. No emergency. Just a decision made by officers on the spot. Chapter 2: The dangerous doctrine. Police justified their actions using something called community caretaking. Originally, this doctrine applied to vehicles. For example, a car stopped on the road, a driver unconscious in public, hazard blocking traffic. But over time, some courts allowed this idea to expand. Police began claiming they could enter private homes for vague safety reasons. This opened the door to warrantless searches, firearm confiscationless checks turning into raids. Caniglia challenged this, saying his Fourth Amendment rights were violated. Lower courts sided with law enforcement, but the Supreme Court saw something very different. Chapter 3: The Supreme Court steps in. When the Supreme Court took the case, the outcome was decisive. In May 2021, the court ruled 9-0. Justice Clarence Thomas wrote the opinion. The court stated clearly, there is no community caretaking exception for homes. The ruling emphasized, homes have the highest constitutional protection. Vehicles and homes are not legally equal. Warrantless home entry is unconstitutional unless there's an emergency. This was not a narrow decision. It was a constitutional reset. Chapter 4: Why the home matters most. Fourth Amendment exists for one main reason: to protect your home from government intrusion. This ruling reinforced that police must get a warrant or face a real emergency or obtain consent. Safety concerns alone are not enough. This stops preventive firearm seizures, just in case, confiscation. Erosion of privacy. The court made it clear, public safety does not override the Constitution. Chapter 5: Nationwide impact. This ruling applies to all 50 states. Every police department, every sheriff, every court, especially states with red flag laws, aggressive wellness check, malicious mental health-based confiscations. No law enforcement must prove imminent danger, obtain a warrant, or follow full due process. Gun owners now have stronger legal footing than they've had in years. Chapter 6: States are panicking. Some states were not happy. States like California, New York, Oregon, they're trying to preserve power, rebranding community caretaking, stretching emergency definitions, fast-tracking court orders. But here's the problem. This was a unanimous Supreme Court ruling that makes it extremely hard to challenge. Gun rights groups are already filing lawsuits. The legal battlefield has shifted. Chapter 7: Red flag laws. Under pressured flag laws allow firearm seizure based on accusations, not crimes. After this ruling, warrantless home entry is vulnerable. Mental health claims must meet strict standards. Due process is mandatory. This doesn't end red flag laws, but it changes how they can be enforced. If there's no imminent danger and no warrant, the seizure may be unconstitutional. Chapter 8 Veterans and mental health. Veterans have been disproportionately affected by wellness checks. PTSD has often been used as justification for firearm seizures. This ruling gives veterans clear constitutional protection. Stringer legal defense. A voice in court. Serving your country does not mean surrendering your rights. Chapter 9 WH80 comes next. Legal experts believe this is just the beginning. Courts are already citing this decision. Firearm seizures are being overturned. This ruling may expand into storage. Lawsham, Searchespalis Authority Limis. This was not the final chapter. It was the first domino. Final outro. And 10th Supreme Court just reminded America of something powerful. Your home is sacred. Your rights. Government power has limits, but rights only protect us if we understand them. So if this helped you, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the fight for constitutional rights doesn't end here. It begins now.